This Chaser News Alert is proudly brought to you by Australian Idol, now down to its final 4 viewers, and the new production of Les Miserables, premiering in the streets of Paris.
Hello, and let me extend my deepest sympathies for yet another Chaser News Alert. I'm Julian Morrow, and making news this week. John Howard's IR laws already hurting workers as a man strains his back trying to lift a copy of the Act. The success of the movie Dune prompts Vin Diesel to take on the role of Pac-Man. And the ABC dismisses allegations of being biased as typical Liberal Party lies. But to our top story. Attorney General Philip Ruddock has defended his new sedition laws, which will prohibit dissent against the government. I'm joined live by our sedition correspondent, Andrew Hansen. Andrew, could these laws silence political debate?
Look, these are terrible draconian laws. They could silence angry student marches, earnest political poetry, magazines like the Green Left Weekly. I mean, I've changed my mind. These laws are fantastic.
Now, Andrew, why isn't Kim Beazley worried about this legislation?
Well, these laws will punish anyone who takes a brave stand against the government, and Beazley will never be accused of that.
What about satirists, Andrew? Could they be censored?
No, they will still be allowed to say things like the government are a bunch of paranoid f***its, or make fun of John Howard.
Oh, that's good, because I think Howard's a So thank you very much, Andrew Hansen. In world news, French President Jacques Chirac has refused to send in troops to quell the Paris riots, saying military action could only occur with UN backing. Meanwhile, arty French filmmakers say their riots are far more cultured than those in New Orleans. This classy story from The Chaser's Dominic Knight.
The New Orleans riots, a crass display of unreasoning violence. Not so in the streets of Paris, where rioting à la mode is a form of haute couture, and the subtle nuances of burning cars have a certain je ne sais quoi. In fact, these bloodthirsty French louts make up a highly sophisticated mise-en-scène. As Julia Kristeva writes, the raison d'être is a minimalist interpretation of the
I'm sorry, we have to interrupt that story as it seems to be going nowhere. So to sport, and the Socceroos have finalised their World Cup preparations, deciding to watch it on television from a holiday resort. I'm joined by Chaser Sports correspondent Chaz Licciardello. Chaz, can you tell us about the Socceroos' plan of attack?
Well, Julian, obviously it's every footballer's dream to book a place at the World Cup, but the Socceroos have found it's actually much easier to book a place at the Bulla Beachside Bungalows in Fiji.
But Chaz, I gather the Aussie coach is a very determined man.
He certainly is. Goose Hiddink hasn't given up on the place at the World Cup yet. In fact, he says he's still got 6 more months to get a job with a team that's not rubbish.
Thank you, Chaz.
No. Thank you.
To Canberra now, and 2 years after a law to prohibit human cloning was introduced, the government is releasing a review of the ban. I'm joined live by the Chaser's science reporter, Julian Morrow. Julian, has the cloning ban worked?
Yes, Julian. In fact, the government says the ban has been 100% effective.
And joining us from the CSIRO's Cloning Research Bureau is Dr. Julian Morrow. Now, Dr. Morrow, I understand you're campaigning to end the cloning ban.
Yes, that's right, I am.
But hasn't animal cloning, like Dolly the sheep, for example, shown us that clones suffer terrible health problems?
No, that's not true. And if you're referring to that premature ageing myth, that's just rubbish.
That's all for now, but join us next week for all the big stories, including West Indies say they'll return to their winning ways when they next play Bangladesh, and the Liberal Party celebrates the 30th anniversary of Whitlam's dismissal by introducing unfair dismissals for everybody. That's on your next Chaser News Alert.